When I say all rise, you're going to stand up. The judge will sit you back down, okay? What did you say? I'll get you a bag, right? Are you got your bag over there? Yeah, you can sit over here, man. I don't got it back. With some bullshit that you gotta throw up.
Yeah,
Oh, boy. All rise.
Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning. This is the time set for the 2 a.m. initial appearance calendar on October 22nd, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. I'll call you each one at a time to the podium, and I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room. I will let you know what you are here for, if I have appointed an attorney, if you have a bond, and what your release conditions are. If I could have Willie Miller to the podium and Kevin Bufford to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
My name is Willie Miller, Willie DeAndre Miller.
And your date of birth, sir?
4/28/1990.
Thank you. You are here today on a new case. You are here for one count of possession or use of marijuana, a Class 6 felony, and one count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference October 28th at 8:30, an evidentiary hearing October 29th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. All of those will be in the downtown Superior Courthouse. It does look like you're currently out on felony release for a separate pending felony charge, and because of that, you will be held non-bondable on your new charges. The time set to determine if bond will be set on this case is on October 29th at 1:30 at the evidentiary hearing. All of this will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
I was going to say that I'm compliant with all my court or whatever. Does that go into anything or whatnot? Like what was the point of being compliant with that? Like I've been compliant with all my cases or whatnot. Like I'm not non-compliant.
So if you ever have any pending cases for any pending felonies and you're picked up for a new felony, you're automatically held non-bondable under Arizona law. So it's not because you're not compliant on those cases, it's because while that case was pending, you were picked up for a new felony offense, and that's why you're going to be held non-bondable. That's what the law requires. And a hearing has been set to determine if bond will be set on these new charges, and that hearing's October 29th at 1:30.
Like in a week or so?
Yes.
Okay.
If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Kevin Buford to the podium. Cecilio Osuna to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Kevin Buford, May 24th, 1976.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here today on two cases. You've got a new case as well as a probation case. Your new case is for one count of transporting dangerous drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. And because you're on probation when you're picked up for a new offense, it is a Term 1 violation. So I'm appointing an attorney in that case as well. You're going to have a status conference along with a status conference on October 28th at 8:30, a probation revocation hearing October 29th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. So 3 hearings, 3 days in a row, all in the downtown Superior Courthouse. On your new charges, you have a cash bond of $2,500. On your probation case, you are being held non-bondable. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
No.
If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Cecilio Osuna to the podium. Mariah Sellers to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
4/9/2001.
And your date of birth?
4/9/2001.
And your name, I'm sorry?
My name is Cecilio Anthony Osuna III.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 2 cases. You're here on a new case as well as a failure to appear bench warrant that was issued.
Oh, the other one.
I'll go over what they're both for. I
Yeah.
do note that you were previously taken to a hospital for medical treatment, and because of that, you are being seen after the 24 hours. I am finding that due to the extraordinary circumstances, due to your need for medical care, that once you were brought here after you were released from the hospital, we placed you on our next available calendar.
Okay.
And so we're going to discuss what you're here for today. Your new charges are for 3 counts of aggravated assault, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony. In that case, probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you.
All right.
You're also here because you had a pending case related to resisting arrest and dangerous drug charges, and you failed to appear at a hearing. I'm going to affirm the attorney previously appointed to represent you.
Okay.
You're going to have a status conference October 28th at 8:30, an evidentiary hearing October 29th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. So you've got 3 hearings coming up, 3 days in a row. On the case that you failed to appear, you have a bond of $2,500. However, on your new charges, because you were out on felony release at the time of this offense, you're not eligible for bond today. The evidentiary hearing set on October 29th at 1:30, that's the time set to determine if bond will be set on your new charges. So even if you were to post bond on the $2,500 case, you would not be released until you find out if bond is going to be set on October 29th for your new charges.
Yeah.
All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, boy.
Mariah Sellers to the podium and Jacob Merrill to the chair.
Hey, keep it down, dude.
May I get your name and date of birth?
Mariah Sellers, 2/7/1975.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here today on a new case. It is for 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference October 28th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Courthouse. In this case, you have a secured appearance bond of $15,000. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing any weapons and not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription. And then you need to ensure that you attend all of your future hearings. If you fail to appear at any of them, a warrant will issue and you forfeit any bonds you posted. All of this will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, ma'am. Jacob Merrill to the podium. Renee Soriano to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jacob Merrill, June 9th, 1995.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case. It is for 1 count of theft means of transportation, a Class 3 felony, and 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, a Class 5 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference October 28th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $10,000. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victim, complainant, or witness. and you may not possess any weapons. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No.
If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Renee Soriano to the podium. Francisco Baca to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Rene Soriano, February 1st, 1982.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case. It is for one count of theft means of transportation, a Class 3 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference October 28th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $7,500. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. Some of those include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Francisco Baca to the podium. Peter Mento to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Francisco Baca, March 21st, 2004.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for one count of narcotic drug possession for sale, a Class 2 felony. One count of narcotic drug possession for use, Class 4 felony. One count of dangerous drug possession for use, a Class 4 felony. One count of possession or use of a weapon in a drug offense, a Class 4 felony. And one count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. You have a cash bond of $5,000. In the event you post that bond, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services and equipped with electronic monitoring. You also have written conditions of release. You may not possess any weapons, and you may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
So the firearms I have now, what do I do with them?
So you cannot possess them. So you can either give them to somebody who can possess them, or you can turn them into a police station.
Okay.
Okay?
And then for the dates, do I have to come back to Arizona?
So you can't leave the state of Arizona now that you have a pending felony. You will have to stay here. So you actually really need to stay in Maricopa County while this case is pending.
Stay where?
In Maricopa County.
Okay.
You can talk to your attorney once the case progresses to see if it's an option to go. I don't believe you live here. Is that correct?
No, I'm from New Mexico.
Okay. So you can talk to your attorney once you meet with them on October 28th if that's something that the judge is going to allow, or if they allow virtual appearances. But for now, you do need to stay in the state of Arizona, okay?
Okay.
All right. If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Cool. Thank you.
Peter Mento to the podium. Janine Nixdorf to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Peter Mento, 10/18/83.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case. It is for one count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony. One count of narcotic drug possession for use, a Class 4 felony. One count of possession or use of a weapon in a drug offense, a Class 4 felony. One count of dangerous drug possession for use, a Class 4 felony. And one count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You are going to have a status conference on October 28th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $2,500. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Sure.
Okay, we do need to reprint number 7. If you'll take a seat in the gallery, they'll bring that out to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Janine Nixdorf to the podium. Alexis to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jeannie Marie Nixdorf, July 12, 1993.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here on 2 probation violation warrants with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing October 29th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $1,500 in one case, $750 in the other, for a total bond of $2,250. In the event you do post that bond, you have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 24 hours of release. All of that will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, is there any way that, the bond can get lowered a little bit? Because I have family that's willing to post it because I have my Nana's funeral coming up. And I'm supposed to go to it.
So the bonds are set the way they are today. You can talk to your attorney on October 29th if you don't post them by then to discuss whether or not they believe it's appropriate to request a reduction in those bonds. Okay? If it's up to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Alexis to the podium. Charlie Mills to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
It's Alexis Salvarenga, 04/21st of 1995.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 7, 21, and 22. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing October 29th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $1,500. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions? No. Okay, just step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Charlie Mills to the podium. Raymond Gonzalez to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Charlie Mills, 12289.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here today on 2 cases. Your first one is a new case. The other one is a probation case. Your new charge is for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found. On your probation case, because you were picked up for a new offense, it is a Term 1 violation. I am going to appoint counsel in both cases and set a status conference October 28th at 8:30. A probation revocation hearing October 29th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $500 in each case for a total bond of $1,000. In the event your bond is posted, you do have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of that will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
So if I get the bond, I will be able to get out?
If you post the bond, you will be released from custody on these cases, and then you'll just need to ensure that you get yourself to those hearings. If you were to fail to appear, a warrant would issue, and you'd forfeit the bond you posted.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. If you step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Raymond Gonzalez to the podium. James Bruja to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Raymond Nogales Gonzalez, 3/15/1983.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 2 cases. You are here on a new case as well as a probation case. You are here for new charges of 1 count of criminal trespass of a residential structure, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of aggravated domestic violence, a Class 5 felony. And then because you're on probation and you're here for a new offense, it is a Term 1 violation. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference October 28th at 8:30, probation revocation hearing October 29th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. You have a bond of $500 in each case for a total of $1,000. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions? If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. James Bruja to the podium and Andres Beza to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jim Bruja.
And your date of birth, sir?
Pardon?
Your date of birth?
11/8/60.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 2 cases. The first one is a new case. The other one is a warrant. The new charges are for 1 count of driving with a license that was suspended, revoked, or canceled, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The warrant also relates to failing to appear at a hearing for driving with a license suspended, revoked, or canceled, a Class 1 misdemeanor. These are both out of the town of Wickenburg. I am finding probable cause for the new charges, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you in each case. You have an arraignment hearing October 29th at 9 a.m. in the town of Wickenburg. On your new charges, you have a cash bond of $250. On the warrant, you have a cash bond of $500. It's a total of $750. In the event the bond is posted, you do have written conditions of release. You may not possess drugs without a valid prescription, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Do I have to have a bond to get out?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anything further?
Nope.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Andres Beza to the podium. Mario Belmontes to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Andres Venegas Baeza, April 30th, 1990.
Thank you, sir. You are here on 2 cases. A probation violation warrant was issued with allegations you violated terms 6 and 7. I will appoint an attorney and set a probation revocation hearing October 29th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $250 in that case. A direct complaint was also filed with an offense date of May 29th, 2025 for 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a class 4 felony. I'm going to appoint an attorney and set a status conference October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. So you have 3 hearings coming up 3 days in a row. In this case, you have a cash bond of $150. That's a total bond between the 2 cases of $400. In the event your bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
I was just wondering if it was, I was let out on pretrial services. I was just wondering, I did good and everything. I was just wondering, I was just trying to get back to work, trying to help out around the house of where I was at and everything, because people are moving out and they needed a little bit of help. I was in the middle of that. I gave my PO, my address and everything. I don't know why she did that. I don't really understand that. And then I'm just wondering if I could get maybe just a little bit of sympathy for if I can get out on pretrial services. I've done it before and I did the interview.
So it doesn't look like you're currently complying with your probation officer according to their notes. So they've issued a warrant for failing to comply. And in addition to that, while on probation, new charges were filed against you, which is the new charge of narcotic drug possession. Right. And for those reasons, the bond will remain here today, okay? All right, if you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Mario Belmontes to the podium and William Dacre to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Mario Belmontes, 32691.
Thank you. It does look like you are here on a new case for 1 count of criminal trespass of a residential structure, a class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference October 28th at 8:30, preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $250. However, it does look like you are currently on parole and a hold has been placed. So if you were to post this bond and parole held you, you would not be released. You may want to find out what's going to happen with the parole hold before posting this bond. If you posted this bond and you weren't released on the parole issue, you wouldn't be transported for your hearings. You'd fail to appear and you'd lose that bond. In the event you are released after posting bond and taking care of the parole issue, you do have written conditions of release. It does include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Any questions, sir?
No, thank you.
Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a brief recess to handle a warrant. Okay, if I could have William Dacre to the podium and Jesus Bustamante to the chair, please. May I get your name and date of birth?
Yes, William Diker, ma'am, and it's 9/27/60.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 2 cases. Your first one is because a direct complaint was filed. The second one is a probation violation warrant issued. On your direct complaint, it relates to an offense date of May 29th, 2025 for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a status conference October 28th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30.
Okay.
Your probation case, they've alleged you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. So I'm appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing October 29th at 8:30. You have a bond of $100 on your probation case, $50 on the direct complaint, for a total bond of $150. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. And you have 3 hearings coming up, 3 days in a row. You'll need to ensure you attend all of those hearings. Otherwise, a failure to appear warrant will issue and you'd forfeit your bond. Do you have any questions, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I have my bank card, and I was talking to this officer earlier, and he said you can't post bond with the bank card?
Correct. If you had that on yourself, they took it and put it in your property, and they're not going to give you access to that until you're released from custody, which means you won't be able to use your bank card to post bond. If you had cash on you, you could use that. Otherwise, they'll give you access to a phone to contact family, friends, or a bail bonding company.
So I can contact the bail bondsman, ma'am?
You can contact bail bonding companies, you can contact family or friends, you just won't be given access to the debit card that was in your property when you were arrested.
Okay, so my total bond's $150?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, so will I get a chance to call bondsman or something, ma'am?
Yeah, so after you're done, they'll take you to the next step, and the next step is to give you all of that information as well as access to a telephone.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Or sir, if you step to the left, they'll give you that paperwork. Jesus Bustamante to the podium. Cesar Beltran to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jesus Martin Bustamante, 3/19/1983.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference November 6th at 8:30, preliminary hearing November 10th at 8:30. I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. You do have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're also going to get an envelope with your paperwork. You need to read those instructions and contact pretrial services once you've been released. And then make sure you go to all of your hearings. If you fail to appear at any of them, a warrant will issue, and then you'll be held on bond at the next hearing. Did you have any questions, sir?
No,
Okay, if you'll step to your left, officer, we'll get you that paperwork.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Cesar Beltran to the podium. Oliver Collier to the chair.
Morning, Your Honor.
May I get your name and date of birth?
Cesar Beltran, August 5th, 1996.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of shoplifting, removal of goods, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found. However, due to the nature of your charge, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You're going to have an arraignment hearing November 5th at 1 p.m. in the Goodyear Municipal Court. I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's your promise to appear. You do have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime. Hold on, I'll give you a moment. Give me a moment and I'll give you an opportunity to speak. You may not have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Then you need to ensure you attend your hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue, and then you'll be held on bond at your next hearing. Did you have a question?
You said the 5th, right?
Your hearing is November 5th at 1 p.m., and the date, time, and location will be in the paperwork that we'll give you, okay?
I appreciate you very much, Your Honor. God bless you and have a good day.
Thank you, sir. If you step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Oliver Collier to the podium. Alasan to the chair.
Hi, Judge.
May I get your name and date of birth?
Yeah, Oliver Collier, 10/3/2000.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 2 cases. It looks like they're both warrants from the North Mesa Justice Court, and they both look like they're for failure to pay some fines. One relates to a criminal damage charge from 2024. The other one relates to a criminal trespass charge from 2024.
Right.
Due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You do have an arraignment hearing in the North Mesa Justice Court, November 6th at 1 p.m. That applies to both cases. I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's your promise to appear at these hearings. You do have written conditions of release. You may not possess drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I've also included North Mesa Justice Court's phone number. It does appear to be a failure to pay. If that's the case, you may be able to contact them and get back on a payment plan. However, if they don't vacate that hearing on November 6th, you must go. Otherwise, a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Gotcha.
Do you have any questions?
No, that's good.
Okay, step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. Allison to the podium. Angel to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
November 1st, 1995.
And your name?
Allison Chala.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 3 cases. You're here on a new case as well as 2 probation cases. Your new charges are for 2 counts of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. You're on probation in 2 cases, and so when you were picked up for a new offense, they file a Term 1 violation. However, for purposes of today, I'm not finding probable cause for the current charges. That doesn't mean they're dismissed. They may test the substance that was located and move forward with the charges. So I'm still going to appoint an attorney to represent you in these cases and set some hearings. You'll have a status conference November 6th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing November 10th at 8:30. That applies to your new charges. Your probation case, you'll have a probation revocation hearing October 29th at 8:30. Because I'm not finding probable cause, you will be released as to these cases, but you must go to those hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, if you step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Good morning. Do I have a Spanish interpreter on the line? Good morning. Do I have a Spanish interpreter on the line?
Yes, I am here.
All right. It looks like we have 1 case on the calendar. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Can I have Angel Quintana to the podium? Mr. Quintana, do you need the use of a Spanish interpreter today?
No.
Do you understand English well enough to proceed without the interpreter? Because I do have one on the line if you would like to use
No,
the
that's
interpreter.
fine.
You're okay proceeding in English?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Interpreter, it does not appear as though we are going to need your services this morning. I do appreciate you being available, though. You may disconnect at your convenience.
All right. Thank you for calling Lionbridge for your language needs. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Quintana, can I please get your name and date of birth?
Angel Quintana, 8 of August, 1996.
Thank you, sir. You are here because a direct complaint was filed. It's for an offense date of July 7th, 2024, for 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 2 counts of DUI, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a status conference November 6th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing November 10th at 8:30. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance at your promise to appear at these hearings. You do have written conditions of release. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. And then you'll need to ensure you attend all of your hearings. If you fail to appear at any of them, a warrant will issue and then you'll be held on bond at the next hearing. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. If you'll take a seat in the gallery, they'll bring you that paperwork. And then I'm going to take a quick break to do some more warrants, if that's okay. Is my mic back on? All right, we're just waiting for the courtroom to be cleared, and then we will continue with the remaining matters. Thank you so much. And are the two not cases in here? Okay, wonderful. Can I have Jonathan Miller to the podium, please? Can I get your name and date of birth?
Jonathan Miller, January 3rd, 2001.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here today on a new case. And do I have the state on the line?
Yes, Your Honor. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. We are here today for new charges. We have 1 count of threat or intimidation, 1 count of sexual assault, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of kidnapping, a Class 2 felony, 2 counts of burglary in the 2nd degree, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 5 felony, 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, 2 counts of disobeying an order of the court, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of interfering in the use of a telephone during an emergency, a Class 2 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Ms. Stetson, was there a motion you wanted to make?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the state is motioning the court to seal the Form 4, Your Honor. This is, as Your Honor stated, a sex offense case. The victim's name is listed in the Form 4, so for those reasons, the state is requesting that the Form 4 be sealed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. And Mr. Miller, just so you're aware, the report that came over to us included the alleged victim's name in this case, so we are going to seal that so it is not released to the public. So I am granting that motion, and so I am going to seal this Form 4. Ms. Stetson, were there any other recommendations you wanted to make on the record before I continued?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would be making a recommendation for bond if Your Honor is wanting to hear that.
I did read your the written recommendation. Is there anything you wanted to put on the record in addition to that?
Well, the state is just wanted to bring to Your Honor's attention. The state already brought it to Your Honor's attention in the written recommendation. From what the state can see, it does appear that the suspect has a conviction from when he was a juvenile for a sex offense crime. So based on that, that's really why the state, well, along with the allegations, Your Honor. But
I was underage.
Hold on, sir.
But this does appear to be concerning, Your Honor, given the fact that he does have a conviction from when he was a juvenile. So that's part of the reason why the state is recommending the bond that it is recommending. Thank you.
I don't have a conviction.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. So I'll give you an opportunity to speak at the end, okay? So I have reviewed the allegations in this case along with the criminal history. What the state is pointing out is that the criminal history that was provided to us does indicate that you were convicted of an offense when you were a juvenile, and that was in August of 2016. And so she has some concerns that it does appear that that also related to sex offense. With that being said, I'm going to give you a couple of hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse, with your first one being a status conference October 28th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. You do have a cash bond of $100,000. In the event you post that bond, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services and equipped with electronic monitoring. You also have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must obey the terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that has been issued against you. All of this will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, if you will step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. And Ms. Stetson, I believe that's the last case you were appearing on. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. Feel free to disconnect at your convenience.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And can I have Trent to the podium? May I get your name and date of birth?
Trent Ewer, April 22nd, 1994.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case. It does include 8 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, a Class 2 felony, and 4 counts of voyeurism, a Class 5 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference October 28th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. You have a cash bond of $75,000. In the event bond is posted, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services and equipped with electronic monitoring. You also have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not have contact with minors, and you're prohibited from accessing the internet. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
Is there any way to get a signature bond?
In this case, you do have a cash bond based on the alleged offense at this time. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. If they feel like it's appropriate in the future, they may ask for a motion to modify these release conditions. Anything further?
That's it.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. We have 1 case remaining. It will proceed as a house call. It is due to him being disruptive. Saldato, last name Giganti, date of birth October 20th, 1967. He is here on a grand jury warrant. It is for an offense date of July 14th, 2025 for 1 count of shoplifting, removal of goods, a Class 4 felony. I'm appointing an attorney and setting an arraignment hearing October 29th at 8:30. I'm affirming the secured appearance bond of $5,500. In the event that bond is posted, he will have written conditions of release. He may not possess weapons. He may not possess drugs without a valid prescription or drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. This does conclude our 2 a.m. calendar, and we will now stand in recess until 5 a.m.
The Superior
interpreter hear the court? Can the interpreter hear the court speaking?
Hola, mi nombre es Luis, voy a lo que es el servicio de interpretación.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Mr. Interpreter, it looks like we have one case on the calendar. Are you ready to begin?
Parece que tenemos un caso en el calendario. ¿Está listo para comenzar?
Sí.
Yes.
May I please get your name and date of birth?
¿Me puede dar por favor su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento?
Enrique Paz Vázquez y la fecha de nacimiento es el 19 de septiembre de 1991.
Okay, my date of birth is 19th September of 1991.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case.
Gracias, señor. Está aquí el día de hoy por un nuevo caso.
It is for one count of shoplifting, a Class 6 felony.
Se trata de un cargo de hurto en tiendas de un delito clásico.
Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you.
Se ha encontrado una causa probable y está designado un abogado para que lo represente.
You are going to have a hearing on November 6th and November 10th at 8:30 a.m.
Tendrá una audiencia en noviembre 6 y el 10 de noviembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
I am releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services.
Le estoy entregando, le pongo bajo la supervisión de los servicios previos al juicio.
You have written conditions of release, including not returning to the scene of the crime and no contact with any victims.
Tiene condiciones escritas, tenemos condiciones escritas de liberación, incluyendo no regresar a la escena del crimen y no tener contacto con ninguna víctima.
You're also going to receive an envelope with your paperwork. You need to read the instructions and contact pretrial services once you've been released.
También recibirá lo que es un sobre con todas las instrucciones y para que se comunique con los servicios previos al juicio una vez que haya sido liberado.
Ya lo tengo.
¿Perdón? ¿Podría repetir eso?
Sí, ya me lo dieron.
Yeah, they already gave it to me.
Did you have any questions?
¿Tiene algún tipo de pregunta?
No, está todo bien.
No, that will be it.
Okay, if you could step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Okay, puede dar un paso a la izquierda, el oficial le conseguirá todo el papeleo.
Sí, gracias.
Thank you very much.
And that does conclude our Spanish matters this morning. Thank you for your assistance. Feel free to disconnect.
You're very welcome. Thank you for calling Lion for Language News. Hope you have a great day. Bye.
Can I have Ethan forward to the podium? May I get your name and date of birth?
Ethan Ford, May 4, 2005.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a warrant from the state of Georgia. I believe you were previously seen on October 18th from a warrant from the state of Georgia. Another warrant, well, the warrant was previously issued, but they made us aware of a second warrant you have out of the state of Georgia. It does relate to the offenses of false statements and concealment of facts. And similar to what happened last time, they've indicated that they want to extradite you back to Georgia as it relates to these charges. It looks like previously you were given a hearing here in Maricopa County on October 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon to address the warrant that was from Georgia that you talked about on October 18th. Similar to that, you can choose to have a hearing on this warrant as well on October 27th at 1:30, same date and time as your other case, or you can say that you're willing to allow Georgia to extradite you back to Georgia related to this case. But since you already have the other case pending, I'm going to leave it up to you whether or not you want to waive your rights and be held here in Maricopa County Sheriff's Office non-bondable and let Georgia come pick you up on this case, but that wouldn't take place until you finish the hearing on the other case from Georgia, since you did set a hearing on October 27th at 1:30 for that case. In that case, you have a bond. You'd also be given a bond in this case. It'd be a secured appearance bond of $50,000. If you waive your rights, you'd be held here non-bondable. Do you know what you want to do here today?
May I come back on the 27th?
Yeah,
Well-
so do you want to just set this case on the 27th with your other case and just handle it all the same day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's probably the best plan. Let's do that since you already have your other case set on October 27th. So I'm going to set this the same date and time. So the case you previously were seen for plus the one you're seeing for me today will both be heard on October 27th at 1:30. You have the previous bond plus this bond of $50,000. In the event you do post your bond, you'll have written conditions of release, and then you'll need to ensure you attend your hearings here. If you fail to appear, a warrant would issue. You'd forfeit your bond here, plus you'd still have valid warrants in Georgia, okay? If you don't post bond, you'll remain in custody and they'll transport you to that hearing, and you can talk to the judge at that time about your options related to being extradited back to Georgia or not, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you'll take a seat in the gallery, we'll get your paperwork printed for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Remaining cases will proceed as house calls due to being unable to function. Case number 6, Nathaniel Irwin, date of birth December 8th, 1998, is here on a new case. It is for 1 count of shoplifting, removal of goods, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent him. He will have a status conference October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. I'm setting a secured appearance bond of $1,500. In the event bond is posted, he has written conditions of release. It does include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Case number 7 and 8 are for Miguel Camarena, date of birth January 1st, 2000. He is here on 2 warrants from the town of Wickenburg. The first one is initial arrest warrant. It does have an offense date of November 28, 2024 for 1 count of disorderly conduct, 1 count of resisting arrest, and 1 count of criminal trespass, all misdemeanor charges. His other warrant relates to failing to pay some fines for some previous charges. He is not entitled to court-appointed counsel in either case. He is going to have an arraignment hearing November 5th at 9 a.m. in the town of Wickenburg. That does apply to both cases. I am releasing him on his own recognizance. That is his promise to appear. He will have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing weapons or alcohol and contacting his probation officer within 72 hours of release. Case number 24, Solomon Romero, date of birth July 27, 2000. This case was previously placed on the record on October 21st, 2025 on the 8 p.m. calendar. However, they were not able to complete the house call. So I am placing it on the record again. He is here on a probation violation warrant with allegations he violated terms 3, 5, and 15. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing October 28th at 8:30. I'm affirming the secured appearance bond of $2,500. In the event his bond is posted, he has written conditions of release. It does include not possessing weapons or alcohol and contacting his probation officer within 72 hours of release. If anything changes after I meet with these parties, I will update the written record. This does conclude our 5 a.m. calendar, and we will stand in recess until 8 a.m. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning. This is the time for the 8 a.m. calendar and initial appearance court on October 22nd, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints made on the first calendar of this month will apply to all hearings on this calendar. I will call you each up to the podium one at a time. Please listen for your name. I'll then announce whoever is up next. Please sit in the chair that's right outside of the courtroom. I'll let you know what you've been arrested for, what your next court dates are, and any release conditions that I'm ordering today. Let's begin with James Stover to the podium. And Michael Davis to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
James Gordon Stover, February 15th, 1995.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of criminal trespassing, which is a Class 6 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. Because you were on felony release on another case when these new allegations allegedly occurred, I do have to hold you non-bondable today. But I am setting an evidentiary hearing on October 29th at 1:30 p.m. Talk with your attorney. Your attorney can ask for your release at that point in time. All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat. Michael Davis to the podium and Morgan Brown to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
6/20/81.
And your name?
Michael Davis.
Thank you. We are here today on 5 different cases, a Superior Court new case, looks like 3 probation violations, and then an out-of-county warrant. On your new case, you were arrested on allegations of dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, criminal trespassing, Class 1 misdemeanor, obstruction, refusing to provide your true name, Class 2 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause except for the dangerous drug possession allegation. I'm not finding probable cause as to that today. The states can still charge you with that down the line, but for today's purposes, my orders do not apply to that allegation. I will appoint you an attorney in all of your matters, so if you have any questions about that finding, talk with your attorney about that. They'll give you more information at the next hearing. On your new case, I am going to set a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. We're also here on 3 probation violation warrants for violating terms 3, 5, and 15. I will appoint you an attorney on those 3 cases as well and set them for a probation revocation arraignment hearing on October 29th at 8:30. Finally, we're here today on an out-of-county warrant out of the Pima County Superior Court for another probation violation. I will appoint you an attorney in Pima County as well and set an arraignment hearing in the Pima County Superior Court on October 27th at 8:30. Pima County is asking to hold you non-bondable today, so I am going to affirm their request in their warrant. However, I am going to set bond on your other matters, but don't post bond in those cases since you're being held non-bondable in your Pima case. And your first probation violation is for $500, and your second probation violation is for $1,500, and your third probation violation is $2,500. I'm also setting a $500 bond on your new case. All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
So you have a trespass, is it?
That's your new case, correct.
That's the only one?
That's the only, you have the criminal trespassing, obstruction, and drug possession.
Obstruction?
Correct.
Well, I have a question. If there's no probable cause on everything else except for this trespass, right?
Trespassing and obstruction.
Okay, because that is the main question, is like the fruit of the poisonous tree, right?
So you're talking about legal doctrine and what can be applied and what is admissible to court. That's not what we're determining today. That is a question you'll need to have with your attorney about whether they can prove the allegations against you. We are not here to determine whether you actually committed any of these allegations, just whether there was probable cause to arrest you on them.
Okay. That is the question, and that's the thing that baffles me, is because I'm not even anywhere there that could be trespassable. Number one, I was at a Fry's. There was 3 or 4.
So, sir, you're arguing the allegations against you right now. I am finding probable cause based on what I was provided. At this point in time, you need to talk with your attorney about it.
Okay.
Grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat.
For sure. Thank you.
Morgan Brown to the podium. Jonathan Monter to the chair, please. Good morning, may I have your name and date of birth?
Morgan Brown, 12/24/87.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of trafficking stolen property, Class 2 felony, and unlawful means of transportation, Class 5 felony, from an incident in August of 2025. I will appoint you an attorney as I am finding probable cause. I am setting a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond today in the amount of $25,000. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no possessing any weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. All this information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No, I understand.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat. Jonathan Monter to the podium and Brandon Sears to the chair, please. Good morning, may I have your name and date of birth?
Yes, Jonathan Monson, 06/28/1998.
Thank you. We are here today on 4 different cases. Looks like 3 failure to appear bench warrants and 1 out-of-county case. I will appoint you an attorney or affirm the attorney that was already appointed in all 4 of these cases. I am setting a status conference in the downtown Superior Court on October 30th at 8:30. And then I am setting in your out-of-county, out of your Cochise County Superior Court case, I will set an arraignment hearing in the Cochise County Superior Court on October 27th at 8:30. I am going to affirm the attorney that was also already appointed to represent you in your Cochise County case. I am going to set a secured bond in the amount of $5,000 on all 4 cases. So it's $20,000 total. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, no contacting any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. So it'll be $20,000. Would it be cash only, or would it be
It's a secured bond, so you can use a bonding company.
Okay. Thank you, Honor. You're the best. Have a wonderful day. That's about it.
Grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat.
God bless. Have a good day.
You as well. Brandon Sears to the podium, and Precious Spratley to the chair, please.
How you doing?
Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Brandon Sears, 4/26/93.
Thank you. We are here today on 2 different cases, a Superior Court new case and a probation violation. On your new case, you were arrested on allegations of dangerous drug possession for sale, Class 2 felony, narcotic drug possession for sale, Class 2 felony, possession or use of a weapon in a drug offense, Class 4 felony, marijuana possession for sale, Class 4 felony, and carrying a deadly weapon failing to admit, Class 1 misdemeanor. I will find probable causes to those allegations. I am going to appoint you an attorney on your new case and your probation violation. On your probation violation, it's for violating Term 1. I will set a status conference on October 28th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30, and a probation revocation arraignment hearing on October 29th at 8:30. All of those dates will be in your paperwork. Those are all in the downtown Superior Court.
Yes,
I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $1,000 on your probation violation and a secured bond in the amount of $15,000 on your new case. So you have a total bond of $16,000. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Not at all.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat.
Thank you.
Precious Spratley to the podium. And Linda Farrell to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Good morning, Precious Haney Spratley. Date of birth 12/07/1991.
Thank you. We are here today on 2 different cases, a Superior Court new case and also a probation violation. On your new case, you were arrested on allegations of misconduct involving weapons, which is Class 4 felony. I will find probable cause. I am going to appoint you an attorney on both of these cases. I am setting a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court, and then a probation violation or probation revocation arraignment hearing on October 29th at 8:30, also in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond on your probation case in the amount of $500 and a secured bond in the amount of $10,000 on your new case. So you have a total bond of $10,500. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
I'm not sure about the $10,000. What does that mean?
So it's a secured bond. It means that has to be posted before you can be released. You can post that yourself or going through a bonding company. If you go through a bonding company, they typically require 10% plus collateral to post that on your behalf.
So it's 10% of how much?
$10,500, that would be $1,050.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions?
No, thank
Okay,
you.
grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat. Linda Farrell to the podium, and Cesar Marquez to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Linda Farrell, March 5th, 1960.
Thank you. We are here today on 6 different cases. A Superior Court new case, 2 probation violations, an out-of-county warrant, and a municipal court warrant. On your new case, you were arrested on allegations of burglary in the 2nd degree, Class 3 felony, and obstructing a criminal investigation, Class 5 felony. I will find probable cause, and I will appoint you an attorney. I am going to set a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. On your 2 probation violations, it's for violating terms 3 and 5. I'll appoint you an attorney on both of those cases as well and set a probation revocation arraignment hearing on October 29th at 8:30. On your out-of-county warrant out of the Pinal County Superior Court, I am going to appoint you an attorney, set an arraignment hearing in the Pinal County Superior Court on October 27th at 8:30. That's for a case involving unlawful means of transportation, Class 6 felony. I will affirm the bond in that warrant. It's a $1,500 secured bond. And then finally, a municipal court warrant out of Wickenburg for drug paraphernalia and failing to appear. I'll appoint you an attorney and set an arraignment hearing in the town of Wickenburg on October 29th at 9 a.m. All of those dates, times, and locations will be in each of your paperworks. I am going to set that $1,500 bond in the Pinal County case, a $250 secured bond in your municipal court case, setting a $1,500 secured bond in your first probation violation, $250 in your second probation violation, and then $1,500 in your new Superior Court case. That's a total bond today of $6,500. So you do have to post that entire amount before you can be released. If you do post bond, I'm ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no contact with any listed co-defendants, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, grab the paperwork to your left and have a seat. Cesar Marquez to the podium and Ashley Smith to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Good morning. Cesar Marquez.
Your date of birth?
5/11/77.
Thank you. We are here today on a failure to appear bench warrant on a case involving 2 counts of aggravated DUI and 1 count of narcotic drug possession. I will affirm the attorney that was already appointed to represent you. I am setting a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to set a secured bond today in the amount of $5,000. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and no contacting the arresting officers. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
My dad's dying of a stroke. He's in the hospital. Is there any way we can lower that bond?
So, sir, at this point in time, the warrant was issued in 2022.
I understand.
So I understand that I don't want to prevent you from being there for your father. However, this warrant is 3 years old.
I understand.
So that bond will have to be posted for you to be released.
Okay, thank you.
Grab your paperwork and have a seat. Ashley Smith to the podium and Travis Barnhill to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Ashley Smith, 4/20/1992.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant. You were charged with 1 count of dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, from an incident in August of 2025. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $2,000. However, don't post that bond. It's my understanding, since you're being held non-bondable in your other cases, that you will not be released if you do post that bond.
Yeah.
So talk with your attorney about before you post any bond in this case to see what's going on in your other matters.
Okay.
All that's going to be in your paperwork. Any questions?
No.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat. Travis Barnhill to the podium and Randall Maxwell to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Yeah, it's Travis Barnhill, 32 of 82.
Thank you. We are here today on two different cases. The first is a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3 and 5. The second is an arrest warrant where you were charged with 1 count of narcotic drug possession, class 4 felony. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in both of these cases. I am setting a status conference on October 28th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30, and a probation revocation arraignment hearing on October 29th at 8:30. All of those are going to be in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $500 on each case, so $1,000 total. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
So I got to go to court 3 days in a row?
Correct.
Holy hell. Oh, man, that's what's up. Okay, thank you.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat.
All right.
Randall Maxwell to the podium. And Ajax Mabior to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Randall Maxwell, February 20th, 1990.
Thank you. We are here today on two different probation violations for violating terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney in both cases. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on October 29th at 8:30. That'll be in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $250 on each case, so $500 total. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat. Ajax Mabior to the podium. And Danae Padilla Dobbs to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Ajax Mabior, May 14, 1992.
Thank you. And I do apologize if I mispronounced your name. That was not my intention. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on October 29th at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond of the warrant. It's a $250 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
So how do I do the bond thing?
So you're going to go back to processing after you leave court today. They'll give you information on the bonding companies, and you will have access to a phone. So call them, and they'll let you know kind of how to go about that. Okay? Grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat. Danae Padilla Dobbs to the podium. And Demetrius Ware to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Good morning. Danae Padilla Dobbs and 12/9/85.
Thank you. We are here today on a municipal court new case out of the Goodyear Municipal Court. You were arrested on allegations of disorderly conduct, which is a class 1 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause. I am setting an arraignment hearing in the Goodyear Municipal Court on November 5th at 1 p.m. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at your next court date, but there are some other conditions that you have to follow. I am ordering that you not have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must obey any terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that has been or will be issued. Finally, I am ordering that you may not reside at the same location as any listed victim. If you do share a common residence, you must find an alternative place to stay and bring proof to your next court date. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat. Demetrius Ware to the podium. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Demetrius Ware, 3986.
Thank you. We are here today on a municipal court warrant out of the Goodyear Municipal Court for a case involving driving with a suspended license. I am going to set an arraignment hearing in the Goodyear Municipal Court on November 5th at 1 p.m. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at your next court date. As a part of your release, I am ordering that you not have contact with the arresting officers, no driving without a valid driver's license, and no possessing any drugs without a valid prescription. The Goodyear Municipal Court was asking to hold you on a bond today. I am going to release you and just tell you to go to court. If you miss your court date again, though, you will likely be held on bond next time, so make sure you get to court. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and have a seat. Then, officers, I do show that 4 of them were listed as house calls. Is there a reason they can't be brought to court today?
I believe 3 were combative, 1 was not able to function in the general population.
Okay. Based on that report, I will find that they're a danger to themselves or others. If they were brought to court, I will conduct their initial appearances at their cell. Ms. Sauer, are you on the line?
Here, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. We'll call number 24 since I know that that was the one you were appearing on. So we'll do the first one, Vicky Marie Rosales. We're here today in the Superior Court new case. Ms. Sauer, do you want to announce?
Yes, Your Honor, Dawn Sauer on behalf of the state.
Thank you. We are here today on the Superior Court new case. She was arrested on allegations of narcotic drug possession for sale, Class 2 felony, and hindering prosecution, Class 3 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint an attorney, set a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. Ms. Sauer, I did receive the state's recommendations on release conditions. Is there something else you'd like to be heard on today?
Yes, Your Honor. As to the release conditions, the state believes the defendant is a danger to the community. It's clear that she was dealing drugs with the quantities that were found in the apartment, along with the digital scales and the ledger specifically. The state's further concerned about the hindering prosecution charge, given that the victim was a juvenile in that case and it was a homicide investigation, and she appears to be related to 2 of the suspects and 2 are still outstanding. The state is concerned, if released, that she may continue to hinder that investigation. And then further, the state is requesting respectfully to seal the Form 4 in this case because it does contain information on an ongoing investigation with suspects outstanding.
Thank you, Ms. Sauer. We'll go ahead and grant the state's request to seal the Form 4 based on that report. I am going to issue a cash bond today in the amount of $50,000. I will order pretrial services supervision with electronic monitoring. I will conduct her initial appearance at her cell and provide her with a written copy of all of this. Ms. Sauer, just to give you a heads up, I am ordering no contact with any listed co-defendants, no possessing any weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription.
Your Honor, can you also add in no contact with any gang members? Because she's related to 2 of the suspects. She very well may know the other 2, and it's a gang-related crime that we're concerned about.
I believe that is covered by no contact with any listed co-defendants, but I will add it as well. All right, Ms. Sauer, anything else on number 24?
No, thank you.
All right, and Ms. Sauer, did you want to appear on any of the other ones or just that one?
Just that one.
All right, feel free to disconnect or hang around. It's up to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 23, Joe Brito. We're here on a Superior Court new case, arrested on allegations of narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, 3 counts of aggravated assault, Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and 1 count of resisting arrest, Class 6 felony. I will find probable cause. I will appoint an attorney, set a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on October 30th at 8:30, and I will issue a secured bond in the amount of $500. For number 1, Alejandro Gonzalez, we're on a new case, arrested on allegations of aggravated assault, Class 4 felony. I will find probable cause, appoint an attorney, set a status conference on November 6th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on November 10th at 8:30, and I will release to the supervision of pretrial services. Finally, number 27, John Jackson. We're here on an out-of-county warrant out of the Gila County Superior Court on allegations of failing to register as a sex offender and sex offender failing to confirm ID. I will appoint an attorney to represent them in Gila County and set an arraignment hearing in the Gila County Superior Court on October 27th at 8:30 and set a secured bond in the amount of $2,500. I will conduct each of these initial appearances at each of their cells and provide them with a written copy. If I do need to make any modifications or changes, I will do so either on the record or in writing. That does conclude the 8 a.m. calendar. We will stand in recess until 11 a.m.
Rise.
Well, after that. All right, thank you. Please be seated.
Right now, go ahead and take off your please.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. All right, can the interpreter hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great, thank you. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for October 22nd, 2025.
Este es el calendario de comparecencia inicial de las 11 de la mañana del día 22 de octubre del 2025.
The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the first of the month will also apply to these hearings.
Las órdenes de que la oficina del comisario tome sus huellas dactilares y muestras de ADN que fue hecha en la audiencia de las 2 de la mañana del primer día del mes también se van a aplicar a las audiencias del día de hoy.
Mr. Yanis Tarin, will you please come to the podium? You will be first. Do you have the headphones set up or no? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah. Okay.
Señor Yanis Tarin, por favor, si gusta pasar al podio, va a ser el primero.
Here. And next will be Mr. Morales. Yeah.
Y el siguiente va a ser el señor Morales.
All right, sir. Can you hear the interpreter? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Thank you. Let's start with your full name and date of birth, please.
Paul Yáñez Tarín, del 1 de octubre, no, el 1 de abril del 88.
Paul Yáñez Tarín, April 1st, 1988.
Thank you. You have been arrested in a new case on allegations of, no, I apologize. This is a warrant in a pending case. You've been charged in that case with facilitation of the theft of a means of transportation, which is a Class 6 felony. You have already had a lawyer appointed. This warrant was issued when you failed to appear at a status conference on April 29th of 2024. Your next court date in this case will be a status conference on October 28th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. We are also scheduling a preliminary hearing for October 30th at 8:30 in the morning in the same court, and that address will be on your paperwork. You have a $1,000 secured appearance bond in this case. You have to deposit that with the court to be released while you wait for your trial. If you do deposit that money and are released, be sure to comply with all of your written release conditions and do not miss your court date. Those conditions include that you may not have any contact with any alleged victim or co-defendant, whether or not you are in or out of jail. If you are out of jail, do not return to the scene of the alleged crime. Do not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. Everything else is on your paperwork, and the officer will hand you your copy. You can step out to your left, and he will take the headphones from you. Thank you. Mr. Morales?
Señor Morales,
Please come in.
¿puede pasar?
Good morning, sir. May I please have your full name and your date of birth?
Tomás Feliciano Morales Rehén, 27 de marzo de 1991.
Tomás Feliciano Morales Rehén, March 27, 1991.
Thank you. You have been arrested on a new allegation of criminal damage in an amount of $1,000 or more. That is a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date will be a status conference, November 6th, at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be November 10th at 8:30 in the same court. The address will be on your paperwork. You will be released on your own recognizance. That means that you must come to court on your own and comply with your written release conditions. Those include that you may not go to the scene of the alleged crime. You may not have any contact with the alleged victim. If you miss a court date or violate these orders, there will be a warrant issued for your arrest. If you have contact with the victim in violation of this order, you could even be arrested for a new felony just for doing that, if what you're doing is found to be harassment. So stay away from that location. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. When you get to court, you will have a lawyer to help you, and you should be released in a few hours. We will get you your paperwork. You can step out to your left and give the officer the headphones. Thank you. And if the interpreter could make a general call for service, we'll just make sure that's everybody.
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Habrá alguna persona que requiera los servicios de intérprete en español?
Okay. All right. Okay, we have no hands. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's continue on, please, with Mr. Page. Shane Page, if you'll come to the podium, you'll be next. After that, it'll be Joseph LaRue. If you go to the chair where just inside your side of the door, Mr. LaRue. All right, Mr. Page, right here at the podium, please. Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Shane Allen Page, 5185.
All right, thank you. You're here on two things. One is a new arrest and one is a warrant in a pending case. In the new arrest, you are accused of possessing dangerous drugs. There is probable cause for that, and that is a Class 4 felony. I am appointing a lawyer for you. It should be the same lawyer that you have for your other open case, which is number 15 on the calendar. In that case, there was a warrant out for your arrest in the case in which you've been charged with both possessing dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. This warrant issued September 30th of this year when you failed to appear at a status conference. So you will end up with the same lawyer for both cases. Your next court date is going to be the same for both cases. It is October 28th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. That is this coming Tuesday, the 28th of October at 8:30 in the morning. Your preliminary hearing will be October 30th, Thursday the 30th at 8:30 in the morning, and that's in the new case only. You've already had a preliminary hearing or waived it in the older case. The preliminary hearing is in the new case only. I'm setting another court date in the new case only. It is called a bail eligibility hearing. That's because when you come in with probable cause for a brand new felony while you have any pending felony case, I cannot give you bail at this hearing. I must hold you until a bail hearing can be had. That will happen in 7 days. It is October 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You do not have bond between now and then. You may or may not be found eligible for bail in a week, but you're not eligible today. So on your paperwork, it'll say evidentiary hearing. That's your bail hearing. Okay. It is an evidentiary hearing if it goes forward, but you'll see your lawyer the day before, and the lawyer will explain to you what's going to happen the next day at the bail hearing. Okay. So you don't have bail at all in your new case. In your older case, the warrant case, I'm just going to affirm the bond that the trial court set for you, which is $500 secured with release conditions. But don't try to post it if you're still being held without bond in the new case. All right, everything's going to be on your paperwork. He will hand you those copies. If you step out to your left, that'll take care of you for today. Okay. Thank you. Mr. LaRue. And then Nathaniel Badia, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Joseph James LaRue.
What's your date of birth?
May 1173.
All right, thank you. Mr. LaRue, you are before the court in two matters. One is a new case, one is an older case. I'll start with the new case. You were arrested for possessing dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Like the last gentleman, you will end up with the same lawyer for both cases. Your other open case is number 31 on the calendar. You've been charged with those same two crimes, possessing dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. And in this case, a warrant was issued for your arrest about 5 days ago, October 17th, after you missed a status conference in that case. So your next court date is going to be the same for both cases. It is October 28th at 8:30 in the morning, which is this coming Tuesday. You'll have a preliminary hearing in both cases on October 30th at 8:30 in the morning. And in between those, you're going to have a third hearing in the new case only as well, because like the previous gentleman, you've come in with probable cause for a new felony while you have a pending felony case. So I must hold you without bail until a bail hearing can be held. Your bail hearing is in 1 week, October 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. On your paperwork, it will say evidentiary hearing. Just know that that is your bail eligibility hearing. They can take evidence at that hearing, which is why we have to set it that way, but that's a bail hearing. So your lawyer, you'll see your lawyer the day before. Your lawyer will explain what's going to happen at the bail hearing the next day. Now, in the warrant case, I'm just going to affirm the $500 security clearance bond that the judge issued for you last week. Like I told him, don't post that if you're still being held without bond in the new case. But many cases like yours, the drug cases, they tend to resolve at the status conference, but that's kind of up to you and the state. Does the state make you a plea offer? Do you take it? Is there some agreement about the bond? So you may or may not actually get out next week. You may or may not. Some people do. But I cannot let you out today in the new case. That's all it means. You don't get out between now and then. All right? And take your paperwork. You go to court next week. You meet with your lawyer, okay? All right, Mr. Padilla? And then Taiwan X, will you please go to the chair? Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Nathaniel Javen Badia, August 30th, 1983.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for 5 total counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. Those are Class 3 felonies. Actually, you know what? I need to edit this because of the way the police booked you. There's at least 2 of those that the court finds probable cause on as Class 4 felonies, and that is for strangulation in a domestic violence, in a domestic relationship. So we call it domestic violence strangulation. That is a Class 4 felony. There are also aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument alleged. And let me just type something in the comments. All right, just to clarify. All right, so aggravated assault with a deadly weapon is a Class 3 felony. The court finds probable cause for purposes of this hearing on 3 of those allegations. The court finds probable cause on 2 of the aggravated assault bookings as Class 4 felonies, which is for strangulation in a domestic relationship. All right. Also, you've been booked for disorderly conduct with a weapon, a Class 6 felony, and misdemeanor domestic violence, assault, and criminal damage. The court finds probable cause for all of those offenses. And I am not appointing a lawyer for you because it does not appear that you financially qualify. You have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. Your next court date will be October 28th, 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Now, the state has recommended a $100,000 secured appearance bond. The court initially was inclined to set bail in an amount more like $50,000 cash only, which is a higher burden of bond as the things go. In this case, I will say, although you do not appear to have any felony history, there's a strong weight of evidence alleged on offenses that, while they are not new, there is a strong weight of evidence alleged, both forensic physical examinations plus the allegation of recorded admission. And what is being alleged against you, I'm not asking you to respond. That would not be in your best interest right now. You can if you want, but I'm going to give you a Fifth Amendment warning before you do. Show an unusually high level, a high number of red flags for future domestic violence, domestic violence murder, because strangulation increases by tenfold the likelihood that somebody will eventually murder the other person. So the DV lethality risk is extreme in your case, is alleged to be repeated, and there appears to be a strong weight of evidence. So the court is extremely concerned about the risk of victim or witness intimidation in your case. So I'm going to set what the state recommended. I think that is appropriate. So it is $100,000. It is secured. You'll go on an ankle monitor if you post it. You will alcohol, you will drug test. You will not leave Maricopa County because we cannot monitor you outside Maricopa County. It appears you may have a job that takes you out of Maricopa County. That is not approved at this time. Let me be very clear. I know that you do, and I prohibit it. You may not leave. The court is very concerned. I don't wish to understate it. This is as many of the red flags as I have ever seen, and I've been in the criminal law for over 20 years. You have all of the red flags. And so the court could not be more concerned about this defendant, this alleged victim. The only way that I would be is if you had violent priors. You don't have any. If you did, it would probably be $100,000 cash. The risk is extreme. The court will not take that risk. So, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol, absolutely no contact with the alleged victim, whether you are in or out of jail. I presume it's reasonably likely you will bond out of jail because you have real estate that you can probably put up against this bond. But the court wants there to be an extreme consequence on you if you violate this release condition. And I urge you to look up the statute that I cited in your order. It is the aggravated harassment statute. And it says that one act committed in violation of the no contact order, if a court finds that it's harassment, it's felony harassment, in which case you will be held without bond at this initial hearing. That can be one text that says, I love you. If a court finds that was harassment, you will be held without bond at the initial appearance. There's an extreme consequence for violating the court's release orders. And I will tell you, the court takes victim or witness intimidation allegations with extreme seriousness. The lethality risk posed by what this is presented against you is extreme. That is the reason for the bail. I'm well aware that you appear to have a good job. You do not have any prior felony convictions. And that is the bond that this court believes is the minimum to keep the alleged victim safe. All right. You can hire a lawyer, talk to your lawyer about all of that. Your lawyer can bring a motion to modify. But I am not budging off of that. I want you to understand it's not a negotiation. All right. We're going to get you a copy of your paperwork. After that will be Mr. F. And then Mr. Stutz, you go to the chair. Mr. F. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Taiwan Lavelle Epps, 3/10/1998.
All right, thank you. You're in a new case. You're arrested for possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. It is a Class 4 felony, and you are not being appointed a lawyer either. The court does not find that you are indigent. You said enough to pretrial services to indicate that you are not. Also, people who decline to provide all of their financial information, the court won't appoint for them either. You have to go on an affidavit as to your finances before the court will consider appointing a lawyer for you. So I'm not appointing a lawyer for you. You always have the right to hire one at your own expense or to represent yourself. In this case, your status conference will be October 28th, 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. And that's going to be on your paperwork. Based on what the police have alleged against you, the court believes that you are an extreme flight risk, and you likely have access to large amounts of cash that you could use to post bail and flee Arizona, probably more likely to avoid potential homicide charges out of California. But the court finds that once you find out with even one prior felony, you face a 4.5-year presumptive in this case. The court believes you will flee to avoid prosecution. So bail is set in your case at $50,000. It is cash only. If you post that, you get released. You have to come to all of your court hearings. By the way, I want to reprint this one. No contact with a co-defendant. I believe the person who's alleged to be your straw purchaser, that person may be charged. That means whoever is alleged to have helped you buy the gun or helped you buy the magazine and the ammunition. That person ends up charged. You can't have contact with them.
I bought the magazine myself.
Well, sir, wait. So you're actually admitting to a federal felony right now when you say that, so I would certainly urge you not to say things that could incriminate you, particularly when, and it doesn't appear that you've been booked on a homicide warrant out of California, but it sounds like that is why they were investigating you. So the court is not weighing that in terms of whether you did or didn't commit any homicide, because I have literally zero facts on that. Yeah. But there is an allegation that you are directly fleeing California to avoid arrest and prosecution.
I'm on vacation.
So,
that's
as may be, Mr. Epps. We have probable cause for a prison mandatory felony. Prison mandatory, what you're accused of in Arizona, which is just having the gun, the ammunition, the magazine. Talk to your lawyer.
Question.
Prison mandatory. What's your question?
How much time am I looking at?
Depends on how many priors they can prove. So talk to your lawyer. The presumptive, if they can prove 1 prior, is 4.5 years. If they can prove 2 priors, it is 10 years in prison. So talk to your lawyer about that. That depends on what the state can prove. And it would appear that your priors are from out of state. That complicates the entire situation. So you need a lawyer to advise you. Certainly, I would advise you to hire one. But anyone who says that they own 7 cars and have a bank account and won't give any value, I'm not appointing a lawyer for you.
If you look through my previous past, I have a job. I work.
Sir, I can't look at anything because you refuse to fill out the financial affidavit. You can do that at your next court hearing. I'm not giving you another chance right now. You had a chance. You declined. You'll have another chance to ask for the financial affidavit.
What did I decline,
at the next hearing.
If I gave
according to pretrial services.
I gave them all my information.
No, they dispute that, and that's not something they regularly say, and so they have high credibility when they do say it, Mr. Epps, so I don't believe you.
So
all right, go ahead and take your paperwork. You can step out to your left.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stutz?
So my bond is $50,000.
And then Cambrell Pratt, will you go to the chair? Good morning, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Michael David Stutz, January 10, 1964.
All right, thank you, Mr. Stutz. You're here on a new case. You were booked in for selling or transporting dangerous drugs for sale. That's a Class 2 felony. Possession of dangerous and narcotic drugs for sale. Those are Class 2 felonies. Simple possession, 2 counts each of dangerous drugs and narcotic drugs. All of those are Class 4 felonies. Possession of a weapon by a prohibited person and possession of a weapon during the commission of a drug offense. Those are Class 4 felonies. Also, failure to admit the carrying of a deadly weapon concealed on your person, in your belongings, or in a vehicle when asked by a police officer. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, October 28th at 8:30 in the morning, with the preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30. That will be on your paperwork. Your criminal history is extremely extensive. You know it, I know it. So the alleged evidence in this case is very strong against you. Bail is set in your case at $50,000. It is cash only. If you post it, comply with all of your conditions. No weapons, no drugs without a valid conviction. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, he's going to give you a copy of that. Thank you. Mr. Pratt? And then Jason O'Brien, will you go to the chair? Good morning, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
My name is Cambrell Lamar Pratt, and my birthday is April 9th, 1983.
All right, thank you. You've been arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. It is a Class 3 felony, and there is probable cause for it. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your status conference will be October 28th at 8:30 in the morning. Hang on, I need to reprint this one, Katrina.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Sorry, October 28th at 8:30 in the morning with a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30 in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
In your case, bail is set in the amount of $25,000. It is secured. That means you can use a bail bondsman. If you bond out, you may not go to any part of that store, absolutely no contact with the 2 alleged victims or any employees there. You may not possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you step to your, hang on, step to your left, we're going to send out the paperwork. I just had a mistake. I'm going to reprint it.
So I'm here for until bond or so?
Until you bond out or talk to your lawyer October 28th. Your lawyer can bring a motion to modify release conditions at any time, but if they're not modified, you stay in until the bond is posted.
Right, and, okay, Ms. McLaughlin, Your Honor, because I want to, because when I was arrested, it was basically some he say, she say, And I never, going.
Well, sir, and talk to your lawyer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to caution you. You can say what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But this hearing is being audio and video recorded, and you have a right to remain silent. You know that, yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the things you say today could be used against you at
I
any
understand.
hearing, including your trial, if convicted as charged, as currently accused, meaning you're a long way from being convicted. This is a probable cause finding. Trial is beyond a reasonable doubt. But what they allege is they've got more than one witness. They're not currently alleging they have video, but they also allege that they found the ski mask and the gun in your car. And that looks very bad. And so in terms of the weight of the evidence, the court has considered that. I did not set a higher bond because you don't have any prior release conditions. According to this, the offense was literally committed in retaliation. So the court fears victim or witness retaliation. I'm giving you the reasons for the bond. You don't have to agree. So what I'm telling you is I've factored in a lot of the things that you're probably going to tell me, which is right now you've got two witnesses saying you did it and you're saying you didn't. But on their side, they've got two people. On their side, they've got the ski mask and the gun in the car. So talk to your lawyer. I have factored in literally what you're talking about. But if you go to trial and lose, this is prison mandatory. So that is of extreme seriousness.
I understand, Ms. McLaughlin. I'm definitely going to take a trial, but what I was just trying to explain, because I was there, because I have no priors. I never, if you look at...
I'm well aware of that.
Okay.
It would have been a lot higher if you had priors.
Okay. That's all I was saying. So, Ms. McLaughlin, I never got in trouble, and I know that you guys are saying...
You can call me Commissioner or Your Honor.
Commissioner. And I know you guys are saying that it was two people that was allegations, and that's what I was saying when I was there. And I'm going to say this and go briefly, but when I was there, Ms. Commissioner, I never went in the store. They allege
that they have you in the store about 10 minutes prior, and that you were invited to leave the store. And so as far as proving whether that was you, talk to your lawyer. If you're denying that was you and you just had absolutely nothing to do with this. They're saying they've got positive ID from two witnesses and you were in the store 10 minutes previously.
Yes, I was.
I'm sure there's video. Circle K's have video.
They have
right
video.
Now, nobody's reviewed it. If there was video, sir, it'd be more like 50,000. The state asked for 50,000 in your case.
That's what I'm saying, Commissioner. I'll later on, I'll explain it in the trial. But what I'm saying is, I never had any confrontation. I never had an argument. I was in the store prior. You know what I'm saying? Because we were getting gas and oil.
So talk to your lawyer about all of that. I have factored that in setting the bail in your case. All right.
So the bail, you said the bail is what?
It's secured. It's $25,000. That means you can use a bail bondsman to possibly post for less than the full amount. You have to call the bail bondsman. There's lists of them back in the general population, and the DOs will show you the phones that you can use back there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Mr. O'Brien, and then Orion Heller, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Jason Mark O'Brien, September 18, 1983, ma'am.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for 2 allegations of burglary in the 3rd degree. Those are Class 4 felonies. And I note, because this is of importance in sentencing, on 2 different dates. And there is probable cause for both of those. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, October 28th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing October 30th at 8:30 in the same court. Based on your criminal history and your probation status, bail is set in your case, and the amount of $5,000 it is secured. You should expect an imminent probation hold from Pima County. You don't have one yet. You're probably, I assume you're being courtesy supervised up here?
I spoke to them, that's why.
So, it's extremely doubtful there will not be a probation hold on you. If there's not, you could post this bond and get out of custody. No, I'm not lowering the bond. There's a hard weight of evidence against you.
I just want to tell you.
If you bond out, comply with your conditions, call your PO within 72 hours. If you bond out, you may absolutely not go to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victims, etc. What's your question?
I just wanted to tell you, my wife just got recently diagnosed. She's terminal. She has 3 months left to live, and I take care of my kids and her.
I'm very sorry to hear that, Mr. O'Brien.
I just want to see if maybe possibly I could get...
No, sir. No, sir. You've got a long criminal history. If what you're telling me about her is true, I am genuinely sorry. But, sir, there's hard evidence for you on these. You are on felony probation, and you have a lengthy list of priors. You are facing a 10-year sentence in either of these.
I understand.
So no, I'm not going to release you on anything less. And I believe you're going to end up held no bond for Pima. So don't get too excited. Pima County usually does their probation hold as no bond.
I've never had any FTAs or anything like that in my
Sure, I'm not interested in FTAs. You have a lengthy criminal history. Right there, that's a motive not to come. They say you're on video. If you're convicted, you will do 10 years. So, Mr. O'Brien, the calculus changes at this point. You are not in a, honestly, the court's not going to extend trust to you on that. In fact, if I had to bet, I would bet you can't back up that she's been diagnosed. But it does happen to people, and I'm genuinely sorry for both of you if that's true. That is not a get out of bond free card, Mr. O'Brien.
I know.
Not with your criminal history. You've got a long one. Please step to your left.
How much do I have to come up with?
$5,000. Mr. Heller?
Wow.
And then Samantha Twyford, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Orion Ian Edward Heller, August 27th of 99.
All right, thanks. You're here on a warrant for failing to appear in a case in which you are on probation for drug paraphernalia possession, which is a Class 6 felony. This warrant issued when you failed to appear at a non-witness violation hearing on October 9th. You've already had a lawyer appointed for you in probation court. That same hearing, a non-witness violation hearing, is being scheduled for October 29th, 1 week from today, 8:30 in the morning. Together, we're setting it together with a possible disposition hearing, which means if the case resolves, you could go straight to disposition that day. Talk to your lawyer about that. And I'm affirming the bond set by the probation judge, which is $750. It is secured. If you post it, comply with all of your conditions, do not miss your court dates, and call your PO within 72 hours. If you step to your left, you've got your paperwork.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Twyford, Samantha Twyford. And then Logan Taylor, will you go to the chair? Good morning, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Samantha Myrna Twyford, February 13th, 2003.
Thank you. You're here on a new case out of Peoria City Court. You've been accused of false reporting to law enforcement and possession of drug paraphernalia, both alleged as Class 1 misdemeanors. There is probable cause for both of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your arraignment hearing will be October 28th at 9 in the morning. That is 6 days from today in the Peoria City Court. Your bond is $250. It is secured. If you post it, do not miss your court date. If you don't post it, you will have a lawyer at the next hearing solely to help you with the bond issue. You're not otherwise entitled to a lawyer in this kind of misdemeanor case. If you bond out, comply with those conditions, and I will caution you that using another person's name, a living person, in the context you're accused of doing it in, is Class 4 identity theft. It's a felony. They didn't book you for that. I imagine if you keep doing it, they're going to. It's a felony to give your sister's name when the cops contact you. I'm surprised they didn't book you for that. I think Phoenix PD would have. So everything is on your paperwork. Pretty much the entire reason you're getting a bond is because they accuse you of doing it twice, which tends to strongly indicate you won't come to court either. If you step to your left, he's going to give you your paperwork. Mr. Logan Taylor, then Lucas Jones. We go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Logan Perseus Taylor, February 5th, 1991.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Taylor, you're here on 2 probation warrants. You're on probation in 2 separate felony cases. There were petitions to revoke your probation filed on August 1st. They allege that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 7. You'll get a copy of those from your lawyer at your next court date. I am appointing a lawyer for you in both cases. Your next court date is October 29th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. That is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. In number 23 on the calendar, which is the older case, your bond is $500 secured. In number 24 on the calendar, which is the 2024 case, your bond is $250 secured for $750 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your release conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. He's got your paperwork.
Is there anything I can say on that real quick?
You can say it, sir, but probationers get a ton of chances, and I'm not generally interested in giving you extra ones. By the time it goes to warrant, probationers have generally been messing up for quite a while.
Look, I actually have proof that I have not. Like, I've been going to IOP, I got UAs, I have a job, I'm even in a sober living. All this is going to fall apart.
And sir, as I tell many people in your situation, you've been reinstated twice in the older case. You did not report within 72 hours of residential treatment. You didn't go, you got discharged out of Cornerstone on May 9th. All of this is alleged. That being said, I don't believe you, sir. You have a strong motive to lie to me. You've been reinstated twice on probation. So I'm just going to order what the probation judge gave you. You go talk to the probation judge about that, assuming the county attorney is willing to cut you a deal. If you'll step to your left, you get your paperwork. Mr. Jones?
When's that next day?
It's 1 week from today, the court date. Mr. Jones? And then Brendan Wiggins, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Lucas Daniel Jones, 10273, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're here on a new case and a warrant in a probation case. So I'm going to start with the new case. You have now been formally charged with possessing. Oh no, this is a new arrest.
Yeah.
It's from yesterday. I thought it was an older complaint.
Oh, no.
You've been charged with dangerous drug possession, a class 4 felony, allegedly committed yesterday. I did find probable cause. I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case and in your probation case. In your probation case, you were already in warrant status. On October 7th, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed. It alleges that you violated terms 5 and 7. You'll get a copy of that from your lawyer. You should end up with the same lawyer in both cases. Right now, your court dates are going to be slightly different for the two cases, but they should come together in the system after that. So your first court date is October 28th, which is this Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning. That's a status conference in the new case only. Your preliminary hearing will be Thursday, October 30th at 8:30 in the same case. In between those is your probation court date, which is Wednesday, October 29th at 8:30. That's a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition in the downtown probation court. In the probation case, your bond is $500 secured. In the new case, it is $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. Because if not for the probation case, we probably would have released you in the new case. But because you have the probation case and you're getting a bond, you need a small bond in the new case to make you eligible for credit and to ensure that the sheriffs will take you to court for those hearings that I set. So your total bond is $550 secured. If you post it, comply with your conditions, go to all your court dates, call your PO within 72 hours of hitting the street. If you don't post bond, you'll see your lawyer next Tuesday. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Mr. Wiggins. And Duriel Harris, will you please go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Brandon Michael Wiggins, June 16, 1998.
All right, thank you. You're here on 3 things. One's a probation warrant, 2 are justice court warrants. I'm going to start with the probation warrant. You are on class 6 felony probation, and there was a petition to revoke your probation filed on October 1st of this year. That petition alleges that you violated terms 3, 5, and 15. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in probation court. Your next court date there is 1 week from today, which is October 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That will be a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. All right, then you also have 2 warrants from justice courts. It's actually the same one, the Santan Justice Court, which I think is in Chandler. They are both for failing to pay fines and fees or failing to comply with sentencing orders in 2 shoplifting misdemeanor cases. You've already been convicted in both of those. Your arraignment hearing for the Santan cases is going to be the 27th, which is this Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning, 5 days from now in the Santan Justice Court. All right, in the probation case, I am affirming the probation judge's bond, which is $250 secured. In each of the 2 Santan cases, excuse me, you have a $50 secured appearance bond. That makes you eligible for credit for time in custody, and it ensures that you will be brought for court on the 27th. So your total bond is $350. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with your conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. Everything's on your paperwork if you step to your left.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Harris and Andrew McWilliams, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Jeremiah Harris, 92681.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Harris. You're here on 1 new case and a warrant in a probation case. I'm going to start with your new case. You were arrested on new allegations that are drug paraphernalia possession, a class 6 felony, and obstruction of justice by the refusal to provide a true name. That's a class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. In the probation case, you are on misdemeanor supervised probation, and there was a petition to revoke your probation filed on March 7th of this year. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of that from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in probation court. You have 3 upcoming court dates. The first one is going to be this Tuesday, October 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That's in the new case from yesterday. Oh, and I forgot to say, in that case, I did not find probable cause for the drug paraphernalia allegation, just the obstruction of justice. You can talk to your lawyer about that. It does not mean the drug paraphernalia is dismissed. It just means the police didn't provide enough support for it, so I didn't find probable cause for purposes of release conditions. Talk to your lawyer about that, but that case is still pending against you. That's the new one. You'll have a status conference Tuesday, October 28th, and a preliminary hearing in that case on Thursday, October 30th. Those will both be at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Pardon me. In your probation case, you're going to go in between those for a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing on October 29th. That's 1 week from today, 8:30 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. In your probation case, you have a $250 secured appearance bond, and in the new case, you have a $50 secured appearance bond to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. That is $300 total with written conditions. If you bond out, be sure to comply with all of those. If you step to your left, Mr. Harris, I'll give you your paperwork. Good luck. And Mr. McWilliams, after that, Sean Giesland, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Andrew Lee McWilliams, 9392.
All right, thank you. You are here on a warrant for Surprise City Court, and it is in a drug paraphernalia misdemeanor case. It looks like you have already been convicted. So your next court date is going to be an arraignment hearing in the Surprise City Court in 6 days, which is October 28th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That address is on your paperwork, the Surprise City Court. Your bond is $50. It is secured. If you don't post it, there'll be a lawyer there to represent you on the bond question only. If you do post it, do not miss that court date. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Giesland, and then Mario Cami, or Cami, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Sean Wesley Giesland, 02-1802.
All right, thank you, Mr. Giesland. You've been arrested for possession of a weapon by a prohibited person and discharging a firearm in the city limits. The weapons charge is a Class 4 felony. The discharging a firearm in the city limits is a Class 6 felony. I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court dates will be a status conference, November 6th at 8:30 in the morning, with the preliminary hearing November 10th at 8:30. That's in about 2 weeks. Now, in your case is interesting from a bail perspective. The state recommended a $25,000 secured bail. But in your case, I note several things. Number one, you actually don't have any adult prior felony convictions that would enhance this sentence if you are convicted. If you are convicted and you don't have any adult priors, this is a probation eligible offense. So I took that into account. Number two, you are not accused of directly threatening anyone. That is important when weighing this. There was a third one, but I don't remember. My principal concern is to keep you away from the reporting witnesses. And so I am prepared to balance all of those factors and only put you on an ankle monitor, and this is not negotiable. I'm going to make you stay somewhere else. You are not allowed to live in that apartment complex while this case is pending, because this court has long experience in what happens when people are allowed to have contact with the complainants, witnesses, or victims in their felony cases. It is bad. And neighbor beefs also frequently tend to escalate, and the court will not take that risk, especially in a case where someone is accused of having a gun and they are accused of being a dangerous idiot with that gun. So, my question for you is, if I put you on an electronic ankle monitor, I'll give you a civil standby to go collect belongings. Also, I think you live with your sister. She can bring you things. You're not prohibited from having contact with her, but you can only physically go to that complex one time with a cop standing next to you to keep the peace while you collect your stuff. You have to set it up in advance. You call the non-emergency number. They send an officer to go with you. They let you get your car keys, your ID, some clothes, your important things. And then you have to stay somewhere else, because I want you out of that apartment complex while this case is proceeding. Do you understand that order, and will you comply?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then that's what I'm going to do. So I just wanted you to be aware, the state recommended a $25,000 bail for you, but you're not actually accused of threatening anybody with that gun.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just disorderly conduct, which is, as you read the law, it fits what they're accusing you of. You absolutely disturbed and frightened a bunch of people, and it appears you do not have the legal right to possess firearms, which many people in your situation don't actually know. And this is how they find out. So, and again, I have definitely factored in the idea that you are likely probation eligible even if you lose at trial. So that's less of a reason to keep you in jail when we wonder if you're guilty, when we think you might be guilty, as opposed to when we know you're guilty and then you go on probation. So it's not probation mandatory, it's probation eligible. But talk to your lawyer. I am going to give you a lawyer. All right, I'm going to release you. Hopefully you had a flavor of what happens or what would happen if we think that you are conducting any sort of victim or witness intimidation. That will not end well at a minimum because a single act, I told one of the first people on the calendar, a single act in violation of a no contact order, if a judge finds that it was harassment, is aggravated harassment, it's a felony, and you will be held without bond at this first hearing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just don't put yourself in any position to be accused of that.
Yes, Your Honor.
No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no contact with the alleged, let me, I want to reprint this one too, sorry, because they are victims as well as complaining witnesses. I want to check the no victim contact because the way the law works, there can be actual human victims on a disorderly conduct, so I want to be sure and check however we are characterizing them, which I believe they are victims on no, wait a minute, I apologize, don't do it. Because it's not disorderly with a weapon. It's discharging a firearm in the city limits. I apologize. That is not a victim crime. Sorry. People are usually charged with both. Okay, so in your case, same orders. Let me just edit this back. They are complainants or witnesses. They are not victims. Now, could the county attorney formally charge you with the disorderly? Oh, yeah, they definitely can. But that's up to them, and you'll find out from your lawyer at your next court hearing. These are your booking charges. The county attorney will decide what, if any, formal charges are filed against you. Obviously, that doesn't happen overnight. They have until your next court date to get you charged.
Yes,
go ahead.
I just had a curiosity. So I'll be being released today. When I get released today, will they put the ankle monitor here?
Correct. And so that'll slow down your release. You should you should be out by dinner time. And you'll have the ankle monitor. You need to just go stay somewhere else while you get the civil standby arranged. You don't even have to do a civil standby if you can tell your sister everything and she brings it to you. That's easier perhaps than dealing with the police department. But you can't physically go there unless you bring a Phoenix officer with you.
My next question is that they had a warrant for my apartment and they also had a warrant for my cell phone.
Okay.
I don't know if it's okay with you, but I had plans for when I left here to go back down to headquarters down the street, so that way I can see about when I can
Nothing prohibits you from going to police headquarters. And you can call them, you can show up, you can say, where's your property bureau, where's my phone? They may or may not let you have it. It depends on if they're holding it for evidence.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely talk to the police department about where's my stuff.
Yeah, because I was going to see if I can get my telephone, because if I can get my phone, me and my sister have iPhones, so I can just FaceTime her and she can show me, and I can just tell her what I need.
Well, good luck with that. If they did a warrant on it, they may not release it to you, but that's between you and the police department.
But like you had said, I can still do a civil standby with an officer.
And then you can also, especially if you don't have a phone or any great way to call the cops, you can go down there and see, I don't know what they might do, but I think they have a walk-in off and say, I need a civil standby. You guys have my phone, so can we talk about those two things?
Yeah.
And then see what they do. But it's not quite right down the street, sadly, for you anymore, because we're a bit several miles from downtown now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So anyway, sounds like you definitely understand. So
and then I'm assuming I have a court hearing next?
Yeah, that's what I gave you. It's going to be on your paperwork, November 6th and November 10th. So that's 2 weeks from now.
I don't know if you can see it on your end, but in July, I had an incident with an animal that was
they talked about it. I didn't factor that in because the way they described it, Even, they were describing it as basically like,
It was
dog self-defense thing.
Yeah.
And so, no, I did not,
So my
I didn't
question-
weigh that in, if you were worried about that.
No, that's not what I was worried about. My question to you was, that day that I'm speaking of where I had shot the dog for self-defense.
Okay. Please be careful, because just even admitting that you had a weapon on that day is incriminating.
Well,
I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me.
I was just
get to the
curious
point about
on-
release conditions, because right now I fear you're getting the best result from me you can, and you're maybe making criminal admissions.
I'll talk to my attorney.
Okay, that sounds good. All righty.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. All righty. Mr. Kami, and then Beverly Starlight, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth right there at the podium? Thank you.
Mario Roberto Kamei Melgar,
What's your date of birth, sir?
10/13/82.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got booked in for possessing dangerous drugs. It's a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your status conference will be November 6th at 8:30 with a preliminary hearing, November 10th at 8:30. And I'm going to follow the recommendation to release you to pretrial services. You're very much on the bubble. You know what your criminal history is, so do I. The state was requesting a smallish bond for you, $1,500 secured, but I will note the police say it was a civil traffic stop. They are not right now putting you, accusing you of DUI, but looking at your criminal history, it looks like your last conviction of the approximately 8 that you have, you went to prison for this identical charge.
Yes.
So you're well aware what could happen in your case. You hadn't been to prison in a long time before then, although you did 8 years for theft of means. So halfway talking myself out of it, but Mr. Kamey, you're not a great bet for pretrial release. Well, I want you to know, you need to go to court.
I will.
People in your situation can still possibly get a probation offer from the county attorney for drug treatment. I have seen it in cases where it might surprise you with the people's numbers of priors. It is really up to the county attorney, because if they decide not to offer probation, you can't get it. You're well out of probation eligibility.
And some.
So you have to look like a good candidate for probation if you want that offer. You're allowed to fight this. You can fight this.
I'm actually going to go to rehab after I leave
Don't
here.
miss your court hearing.
I know.
Whatever you do. And if you've got rehab paperwork, take it to court, show it to your lawyer, see if they can use that to help you get a good outcome. You are, of course, innocent until proven guilty. But if you want to try to negotiate for a probation deal, it's critical that you look like a good candidate.
That's the only way I'm going to get probation, if I go to rehab and possibly...
And the only way you're going to get it is if the county attorney is motivated to offer it. And so it's literally in their hands. No court could possibly give you probation unless the county attorney puts it on the table. So talk to your lawyer about all of that. So I'm going to release you to pretrial services. We're going to give you an envelope. Call after you get out. You just have to check in with them. They'll decide when and how. Okay. And then don't miss your court.
I promise you I won't.
All right, step to your left. The Starlight. And then Benjamin Simoncini, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Beverly Holly Starlight, June 5th, 1980.
All right, thanks. You're here on an arrest warrant for an older case that has now been formally charged. The charges are possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. Pardon me, the alleged offense date is almost exactly a year ago, November 12th of 2024, and it looks like you were arrested or contacted
when I was homeless.
Good
when I was homeless, and then I got a home finding.
I'm going to release you, okay? Here's why. This is not a new case, and you have not missed any court dates. They didn't have an address for you, so that's the only reason it was a warrant. You really don't have much criminal history. I don't see any felony convictions, so I don't have any reason to think that you'll dodge court.
Oh, no.
So just come on November 6th at 8:30 for a status conference, November 10th at 8:30 for a preliminary hearing. All of it is on your paperwork.
Okay.
That'll be in downtown Phoenix. You will meet with a lawyer when you get there, okay? And people in your situation are often offered diversion, which means you do drug treatment and you never even take a conviction. But you have to show up to get that offer.
Well, yes.
So
Okay.
Just comply with your conditions and don't miss your court dates. If you miss that court date, you're gonna get a warrant and you're gonna end up with a
Never.
bond, okay?
Okay,
But
thank
you haven't missed any court dates in this case. I'm sorry that it turned into a warrant.
Yeah, I was when I was
And
homeless.
this is a lousy way to find out.
Yeah,
All right.
when I was homeless, and then I got on my feet and
Yeah.
got a
All
job. I've been doing good.
Great. Well, anything you've got to bring to your lawyer, like evidence of your lease agreement, if
Yeah.
you've got some rehab stuff or job,
Yeah, I
pay
do.
stubs, take all that and show your lawyer, okay?
Yeah, I do.
All
Okay,
right.
cool.
All right, step to your left, get your paperwork.
All right,
Thank you. Mr. Simoncini, and then Enrique Munoz Villalobos. We go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Benjamin Simoncini, April 22nd, 2006.
All right, thank you. Sir, you got arrested for one allegation of possession of a narcotic drug. It's a Class 4 felony. 3 allegations of possession of drug paraphernalia, which are all Class 6 felonies. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date will be in 2 weeks. It is a status conference November 6th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be November 10th at 8:30 in the same court. You will also be released on your own recognizance. You have written conditions that are very standard. Don't drive without a valid driver's license. No weapons. I order that in every drug possession case. No alcohol. You're under 21. Everything's going to be on your paperwork. I'm not prohibiting you from going to that location, but I strongly suspect the school might. So you have to deal with them on that. If they let you go back, that's fine with me. But I think you and I both know the school, now you're going to have problems. So, but you will compound those problems terribly if you miss a court date in a felony case. This is already going to be in your digital record, but people in your situation, as I told the last lady, are often offered diversion. You do drug treatment and you never take a conviction. You don't have to take that offer. You can go to trial. But if you want to be eligible for it, you need to show up, talk to your lawyer when you get there. It's critically important not to miss those court hearings, okay? If you step to your left, you get your paperwork. Good luck. Thank you. Mr. Munoz Villalobos. And then Michaela Jackson, if you go to the chair. Right here, sir. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Good morning, it's Enrique Munoz, April 3rd, 2006.
Okay, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for criminal speeding. It's a Class 3 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for it. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you, though, because we don't appoint lawyers in this type of misdemeanor case. You have the right to hire a lawyer or to just go to the court hearings and represent yourself. You can meet directly with the prosecutor. You can get police reports. If they want to make you a plea offer, you can just talk directly to the prosecutor. But if you do hire a lawyer, be sure to bring them with you to your next court date, which is November 5th at 9 in the morning, and it's in the East Mesa Justice Court. That address is going to be on your paperwork, and the police are not saying that you have any criminal history. They didn't mention any, and it's up to them in a case like this. So I'm going to assume you don't have any. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to come to court on the theory that you don't like being arrested and you don't want it to happen again. So go to court, comply with your release conditions. That includes don't drive without a valid driver's license. And yeah, that's all. Okay, step to your left to get your paperwork. Thank you. All right, Ms. Jackson. So many years it was right there. I always reach over there. All right, hi ma'am, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Michaela Jackson, 12/18/02.
Okay, thank you. You're here on a warrant from Hidalgo County, Texas. Now this is Midland.
Midland, yeah.
Let me double check, because where did I get that? Let me just double check. It is Midland County.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so just one second. Okay, sorry. All right, so you have extradition rights in Arizona. That works differently than an in-state warrant.
Okay.
What you have 4 basic rights. The number 1 right is that you have the right to have an extradition hearing here in Arizona before they can take you back to Texas without your consent. So that extradition hearing has to happen within 90 days after today. As part of the extradition process, you have the right to insist that a governor's warrant be signed by both of the sitting governors in those states before you can be taken back to Texas. That's part of why it takes 90 days, because it's got to go through two governors' offices.
Right, yeah.
Third right is the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense to represent you in the extradition proceedings. Extradition proceedings are civil court proceedings. They are not criminal proceedings. So you don't have a constitutional right to a lawyer. You do in Texas on the criminal charges. You do not in Arizona's civil extradition case. What you have is the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense, which is a right that you pretty much always have, or you have to represent yourself. So your last one is in a case like this, you do have the right to bail. Sometimes people don't, but you do in this extradition case. And having looked at the charge, considered what was alleged against you about giving a false name at arrest, and the fact that you also have a non-extraditable warrant out of Mississippi for felony theft and forgery, the court would set bail in an amount of $15,000 secured if you don't waive extradition. I will set your first court date. There's usually about 2 or 3 in extradition court before your actual extradition hearing, because the court likes to make sure everybody's on track to get you that hearing within 90 days. I would set your first court date November 3rd, and you'd have a $15,000 secured appearance bond. If you posted it, you could be out of custody, but you have to come to all of your Arizona court dates, or we keep that bond money. We don't send it to Texas. We're going to keep it, and we will issue an Arizona warrant for your arrest on top of the Texas warrant. That's if you don't agree to go back to Texas, which is waiving extradition. Alternatively, at any court hearing, including this one, you could agree to go back and waive your extradition rights. You have to give them up in order to waive extradition and agree to go back. We give you an opportunity at this first hearing because some people want to, because it starts a clock running against the other state. But you never have to waive extradition. It's always just optional.
Okay.
And so if you do waive, either now or later, that will end the extradition case. There won't be any more court hearings. They're not going to get a governor's warrant. And Texas will get 30 calendar days to come and get you, provided you don't have any Arizona cases. So let's assume that you do not, no criminal cases from Arizona pop up during that 30 days. They will have 30 calendar days starting the day after you waive to come and get you. If they don't, you get released, but their warrant stays active in the national system, because getting arrested elsewhere does not quash a warrant in Texas. Only Texas can quash their own warrant. So you could be literally rearrested on the same warrant the very next day if they don't come and get you and you get released. I always warn people about that, because it's up to you to do something about the Texas warrant. And instead of say, oh, whew, and then 6 months later or the next day, you get picked up on the same warrant and you say, well, they didn't come get me last time. And we'll say, that's too bad, because we're going to put you through the exact same process if they say they want to come and get you. So it's 30 days. You are held no bond from the moment you waive. Once you agree to go back.
So I got to wait here for
If you agree to go back, you don't get to run around, because people will flee. Once you agree to go back, the law says you are held no bond for those 30 days. If you don't waive, you keep your rights, you will get a next court hearing. You will be on track for the 90-day extradition hearing. You will get governor's warrants. They'll start working on that, and I will give you a $15,000 secured bond. That's if you do not waive. You could decide to waive at your next hearing on November 3rd. The only difference is, if you waive today, that 30-day clock where you're held no bond, that 30-day clock starts tomorrow, October 23rd. If you change your mind and you decide to waive on November 3rd, that 30-day clock will start November 4th. It starts the day after you waive. So that's like I said, some people want to start that clock as fast as they can, particularly if they're not getting bail either way. But in a case like yours, you have a decision to make, and I can't make it for you. I can't even tell you what's the right decision. You can either keep your extradition rights, in which case I'm going to give you a court date, November 3rd. I think it's a Monday. Yeah, it's a Monday. So it's a 1 week from Monday at 1:30 in the afternoon. That'd be your next court date. I'm going to give you that $15,000 secured bond. If you just want to agree to go back, I have to ask you some formal questions, which is why I use the book. So I don't mess them up.
I'm so sorry, Your Honor, but agree to go
Agree to go back means give up your extradition rights and get held 30 days no bond.
Okay.
So it's really just up to you. It's not, there's no like Punishment or penalty, the only real difference is if you change your mind later, the clock doesn't start until you actually waive your rights. So, you'd lose a little bit of time sitting in custody. But if you think you might be able to postpone, if you want to talk to a lawyer, if you want to talk to some family, don't waive. Because once you waive, this court case in Arizona is over. You don't go back to court. You just sit and wait for 30 days and see if they come and get you. There's no more court date.
Do I have to wait for 30 days?
If you waive, correct. If you give up your rights and agree to go back, you will sit in the jail up to 30 days to see if they come and get you. If you don't waive, if you keep your rights, then your extradition case is going forward, and you're going to be scheduled to have an extradition hearing. So I'll give you that.
Like courts and stuff like that?
Okay. If you don't give up your rights, then we need to keep going on our case, and we're going to give you a court date and a bond, because then you still have an Arizona case. If you waive your rights today, your Arizona case will end today. There's nothing else to talk about. You waived your rights. There's nothing to do in an extradition case. You gave up your rights.
Right.
But if you keep your rights, then I'm going to give you a court date, and I'm going to set bail. And then you just go back to court on November 3rd. There is a public defender generally assigned there to help defendants. She's not individually assigned to you unless the extradition judge chooses to do it, but it's completely in her discretion. She doesn't have to. It's not a constitutional right.
All right. So am I having to stay here till
your choice? No. Right. The choice is this. So you have a choice.
Right.
You can pick path A, which is you keep your rights. You go to court on November 3rd. You have a $15,000 bond, and you will, if you keep continuing to keep your rights, you will have an extradition hearing within 90 days.
Okay.
That's option A. Option B is you agree to go back. You give up all those rights, and then you're going to sit in the jail, no bond, for up to 30 days. So I don't know if you can post the $15,000, but
would it have to be? Can I call like a bondsman or anything?
You can on a secured bail. Yes, you could call a bail bondsman on the secured bail.
Okay.
So if you're not sure, if you want to talk to a lawyer, all of that, then certainly you should maybe think about not giving up your rights, because once you give up your rights,
I don't want to give up my rights.
Okay. Then I'm going to have you keep your rights, and we're going to give you a copy of those just because they're complicated and you can keep reading them. It's what was on the card. We'll give you your own copy, but you still have all of your rights. You're going to court November 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. Your bond is $15,000 secured, so you can work with a bail bondsman. All right, we're going to get that printed up for you. Let me sign it. Okay. We're going to get it printed up for you and sent out. Go ahead.
Okay, can I ask one more question? Mm-hmm. Like, is there anything I can do, anything else, like probation or anything? Or
no, I'm not releasing you on any other basis. I think to me, $15,000 is a bit of a gift, because what you're accused of in Texas is a fraud forgery type offense. What you're accused of in Mississippi is a fraud forgery type of offense, and then the police say they allege you lied about your name. I'm not asking if you did. I'm saying all of those add up to doesn't intend to come to court, probably has access to fake ID, does not have sufficient ties to Arizona.
Right.
So all that adds up to flight risk. So honestly, Texas only set a $10,000 secured bond. I'm setting $15,000 for the reasons I just gave. I personally think probably a more realistic amount is $25,000 cash, because I don't know what you may have access to. People who commit this type of offense, and they commit it all over, they tend to have access to sources of fake ID and access to illegitimate funds to post bail.
Understand.
So the odds of that, I personally believe this is a bit of a gift. Well, you don't have any felony priors. I am also factoring that, assuming we know who you are. Right now, sometimes I wonder, based on how everything comes through, I get preliminary criminal history. It's strange to me. We can't even find a driver's license under this name. So I'm not confident that we know who you are. I'm not asking you.
My name? You
Correct.
can't find a driver. Oh, maybe because it's not in. I don't have a.
But this is very quick and preliminary, and I know that. So I'm not assuming it. But honestly, on these facts with these types of offenses, fraudster people tend to do it repeatedly. They tend to do it in multiple states, and they tend to never stop.
Right.
That they come out of prison in 10 years and they go right back to it. And so there's a pattern emerging in your case that does not look good for you, which is why there's no way I would ever let you out of jail without a bond. Someone will pay $15,000 if you run. It'll probably be, well, it might be a bail bondsman, but it's up to them to collateralize what you owe them. So you'll have to convince them that they've got adequate collateral before they'll even put the bond up for you, because they want to be able to seize it if you run.
So they might not even do it?
Correct. That they are likely going to want collateral and a fee, because obviously if you're a possible flight risk, they don't want to be left holding the bag if you run.
Yeah.
So anyway, talk to a lawyer about this. Like I said, there's a public defender generally assigned to extradition court who can give you more information, and she can actually give you legal advice. I cannot. And so she will be there on November 3rd. So if you bond out, do not miss that hearing. We will keep your money. We will issue an Arizona warrant for your arrest, and then you'll be looking more like $25,000 cash. If you run on $15,000, it's going up 25 or 50 most likely the next time. Particularly, if you run far or for very long. So, all right, if you accept your left, you get that paper.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, so Bridget Yans, we're going to do. I'm going to do telephonically at about 12:30, and she's in Lower Buckeye Jail. For the psychiatric ward. She failed to appear for a revocation arraignment hearing on October 10th. She's already had a lawyer appointed, and so I'm just going to give her an October 29th court date. I'm going to affirm the bond of $250 secured, and just let her know she has standard release conditions. She has to call her PO within 72 hours if she does post bond. All right. Officer Adam Coffey and Kane Phillips are not physically present in court. Can you let me know, have they been isolated from general population as potential risks of, risks to themselves or others?
Oh, sorry. Yes, that is true.
Okay, thanks. All right, I do have an affirmative answer from the sheriff's office, so I will see Mr. Kane, Mr. Coffey in-house immediately after this recording to conduct their initial appearances. I'll advise Kane Phillips, he got arrested for drug paraphernalia possession, class 6 felony, and criminal trespass in the 3rd degree of class 3 misdemeanor. I did not find probable cause for the drug paraphernalia, only the criminal trespass. I am appointing a lawyer for him, giving the status conference November 6th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing November 10th at 8:30. And I'm going to follow the recommendation to release him to pretrial services, particularly since I didn't find probable cause for the felony. I'll go over that with him, tell him he can't possess any weapons or any drugs on a valid prescription. All right, Adam Coffey, I've missed doing him, so give me a second. And do you have any notes about how Mr. Coffey? Oh, okay. Has he been isolated because he's a law enforcement officer?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. No, you guys need to tell me that. And has he said anything? Because I believe people generally need to be brought to court. Has he said anything about being undercover or anything like that?
Not to my knowledge. He was brought in last night.
Okay, let's get him brought to court. Because in general, police officers are regular people. Unless there's a specific articulated safety risk, we can escort him in and escort him out. But yeah, if he's not undercover or something, I don't believe that police officers should be exempt from coming to court.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Jamie Ford, an officer that agreed in cell one for this. They'll be around with me.
And can you just have him sit right there for a second? I gotta finish this. Okay, thank you.
So you're cleared out? All right, yeah, thank you.
I gotta see if I can dig something off the L drive. All right, I think that covers it, but don't print yet, okay? All right, Mr. Coffey, you can come in, please. All right, right here at the podium, please. All right, so may I have your full name and your date of birth?
Adam Ross Coffey, 12/26/1983.
All right, thank you. You are here on a new case. You were arrested on allegations of assault and disorderly conduct, both Class 1 domestic violence misdemeanors. There is probable cause for both of those, and I am not appointing a lawyer for you because you don't financially qualify. You have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. Your next court date will be an arraignment hearing in the Peoria City Court 6 days from now, which is October 28th at 9 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. Based on what's been alleged against you, bail is set in your case in the amount of $500 secured. I assume you can likely post that. Be sure to comply with your release conditions. Whether you are in or out of custody, absolutely no contact with the alleged victim or with the witness in the case. You may not go to nor reside at this location while the case is pending. What you can do is a civil standby with a Peoria law enforcement officer. I feel sure you know how to do that. But you can't personally go to that location unless you bring a Peoria officer with you to keep the peace while you collect your belongings. No alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. That's no alcohol at any time while the case is pending. Obey any order of protection or order against harassment that might be served on you. Now, we come to the kicker, and it is my intent to order you not to possess weapons unless you are actively working on the clock or at an off-duty job as a peace officer. You are a sworn peace officer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So it's not the court's intent to put you out of a job. It's the court's intent to account for safety risk. So are you able to secure your weapon at work while, you know, your duty weapon, or are you under some obligation to take it home?
No, ma'am, I can secure it at work.
Okay, does that include for off-duty jobs? So do you even do off-duty jobs?
No, ma'am, I don't do off-duty jobs.
Okay, fine. And I'm just going to take that out. Okay. Okay. So as long as you're securing it at work, you go to work, you check it out, you work. Then you check it back in, and you go home. Then you're kosher under this. So it'll say you may not be in possession of any weapons while this case is pending, except solely during and in the course of actively working on the clock at your current place of employment as a peace officer, and may not possess any weapons at any other location or time while this case is pending. And I'm sure you know how to get them into someone else's possession and control, and how dimly the court looks at people who say, well, it's my girlfriend's gun, it's not mine. You may not take home or otherwise be in possession of any weapons for work outside of work hours, except in strict compliance with this order. Do you have any issue with how I've worded that?
No, ma'am.
All right. Then those are your orders. I do assume you're likely to be able to post a bail. If you need instructions on what to tell people or how to get that done, the DOs can tell you that after court. Everything I just told you is going to be on your release order. Your court date is in 6 days at 9 in the morning. If you want to try to get that moved, you have to call the Peoria City Court. If you do hire a lawyer, bring them with you to that hearing. Okay? All right. If you go ahead and step out to your left, we're going to print that out and send it out to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Oh, did I talk about Kane Phillips? I think I did. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, we're done then. We're going to stand in recess until, help me, 2 p.m. And I probably need to do the Yancing first, right? Okay, but we are off the record.